Yes, friends. So you can continue.
So can I start?
Yes, 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 please.
Okay, so ours was the pharmaceutical industry. So the pharmaceutical industry has impacted due to various reasons, due to COVID, and the some of the challenges which we discussed was first and foremost was the active supply of raw material. So although India being a hub in producing medicines and drugs, but we were dependent on China for the availability of raw materials. But after COVID, there was a limited supply of raw materials, and due to which the prices of raw materials went high, and shipping cost also increased. So there was challenges regarding due to availability of raw materials, and it resulted in delaying in the production process. Secondly, yes, sir. Secondly, there was the manufacturing units were not working to their full utilization because there was a limited supply of labor, and the production process is not just limited to one country; it's spread all around the globe. So every country had their own policies and guidelines. So due to which the labor was not to the sufficient, and it affected the pharmaceutical industry. And thirdly, there was no in-personal sale due to COVID circumstances. So the marketing staff were not able to do the in-personal selling. So the sales was also affected. And further, Afsal will explain. Afsal.
Who is next?
Sir,
Vijay, you have
so
said.
sir, so there was actually equally challenges and also opportunities during this COVID era, because in the beginning of this pandemic, we all must have heard the news that there was very little PPE kits for all the first line medical
Vijay,
staffs and all, and there was.
Vijay. So can we
Yes, sir.
be so specific to retailing of pharma products? So here we have one type of product called as single line store. Medical shops are called as single line store. Why?
Um, mm,
They are selling only one line, that is pharma related product only they are selling. Even there are many brands products are all are related to medicines. Okay, they are called as single line store. Okay, so please give inputs. How so? You have to assume that one medical shop, Vijay
okay.
Medicals. Okay, so in your place you are so successful, and you are having around 10 salesmen with you, medical salesmen with you, and daily you are having around 1 lakh sales. That was the scenario, most probably by February 2020. Okay, what happened to your retail shop? It is owned by you three people, and what are the opportunities you are seeing, and what are the challenges you faced? Please think like a retailer. General scenario, fine. What you said is fine, Sharon shared nicely. And now I want you and Afsal to discuss about as a retailer, what are the opportunities, what are the challenges, and how you handle, what are the things you are unable to handle as a retailer. Yes, please.
So, sir,
Okay.
Afsal is in waiting room.
Okay, done.
Okay, so mainly the challenge was that people were not coming out of their house during this lockdown time. So because they were afraid to come out, and there was also restriction to come out. So they were not physically coming and buying medicines, and this mainly benefited the online retailers like MedLife, Pharmacy, and all. Because if you look at the statistics, you can see that the sales was very boosted during these times, because um, people were very scared to come out, so they were buying these medicines online. So that was a time when the traditional and where physically people are going buying, so all these medical shops were having kind of losses during these times, even though medicines were very important. But as the lockdown proceeded, and after 2 to 3 months, then people slowly started coming out, and then all the medicines and everything which was needed was available to them in this medical shop also. But also in some states we can say that even the normal medicine like paracetamol and all, were only given due to prescription. So that was also one of the problem faced, because without prescription we were not allowed to give these medicine to people. So that is also one of the main problem which we received. So even if we had the stock, we were not able to give this medicine. So next thing will be said by Afzal.
So when we look into a global scenario, one of the main reasons which retailing what faced was shortage of raw materials for production. So that has caused for reduction in.
Afzal,
Yes, sir.
restrict to a retailer perspective.
Yes, sir. So I'm coming to retail, sir. That has brought a shortage of products for selling in the huge market. So even if we look at a larger countries, even in a country like America, there was shortage of raw material, which became scarcity of, brought scarcity of required medicines to supply to the common people, which is required. So
Example,
also another.
what type of medicine you are speaking about?
So even when we look at the president, also there was a country like America or many countries where they were depending upon small other 2 or 3 countries which produce medicine in bulk. Since because of this lockdown, there was a shortage in medicines because of problems in transportation. Because India was one of the Japan, China, and 2 other countries were the main producer of medicine in throughout the world. Because of this pandemic, there was a shortage of transportation of medicine from one country to another country, which has brought shortage of medicine throughout the world. And other thing is that when we and as actually there was some problem with my connection, so I was not able to catch up with what other both said. So that
No. So what we are discussing, you are running a retail shop. You 3 people are running a retail shop. Okay.
Yes, sir.
What are the challenges you faced during the COVID time? For example, approximately around 8 to 9 months. What are the challenges? Yes. What you said is no challenge. Yes. As Vijay told, yes. Even there is a very huge drop in sales because nobody is ready to come out to buy the medicines from the medical shop. Most people are moving towards online. Number one. Even the people are coming to here, but some risky medicals has to be supplied only with a prescription. Okay.
Yes.
As hospitals also closed, so seller is ready, product is ready, buyer is ready. But the legal restriction says that you have to have a prescription for some medicines. Doctor is not there to give a prescription. So we can't supply. That is another problem. And you are speaking about a shortage of products. Shortage of medicine is there. So assume, so shortage of medicine has happened only after 2 to 3 months. Most probably by April. So we will have approximately 2 months stock. So approximately March it started. March, April, how you handle it? Now the product is there.
Also one of the other problem faced by medical industry is that most of the medicines are advertised through the doctors, through special agents or people. Because of this pandemic, most of the pharmaceuticals and to advertise their specific product. If you look, most of the medicines, it's not like the doctors get to know about the medicine and they prescribe to the client or the patient. It's through different agencies or people they supply to the doctors or to the pharmaceuticals. So that became a problem for the companies in to retail their medicines to the common people.
Afzal, that is a problem of the companies. Some medicine, new products, they are unable to sell. That is the problem of the company. I am speaking about a problem of a medical retailer. Already having a n number of retail medicines I'm having. I'm just, yes, anyway, there will be drop in sales. Nearly 50% drop in sales happen because of non-availability of patient, non-recommendation from the doctors, etc. But what I'm saying, already having some set of, I'm saying in another way. So when I approached the doctor to have a medicine, for the neighbor, the doctor said that you can continue with the same prescription which is given earlier before 3 months, and it is also accepted by the medical, they will accept. So I can use the earlier prescription. Yes, now it is accepted. I am going to the retail outlet. Retailer is having medicine. So now I am coming to the next situation. Yes, medicine is there, medical shop is there, patient is there. What is the problem now?
So should I speak from the customer point of view or from
Retailer
the?
perspective.
Okay.
Lot of customers coming to my medical shop. I have medicine. I have prescription, but still I am facing some problem. What are the problems?
So one of the problem is that most of the medical agency, they are afraid that the patients which they come, they may have the COVID, they may be affected by COVID. So they are also worried that which person have COVID. They have a huge chance of getting this infection because of directly supplying the product to the customer. So that is one drawback, which the fear which the medical field has. And other problem is also there. One, we as a customer, when we go to a medical shop, we also have a fear that will there be any infection when we go there. That has created a shortage of customer coming towards the pharmaceuticals, which has created non-selling of the product to the customer.
Yes, yes, that is one point. Yes, the fear of the retailer. Yes, so if the because of the, so I'm just extending the point, because of the fear of the expected COVID patient visiting the retail shop, my employees, my retail employees are not coming to my shop for working.
Yes.
Number two, because tell me.
And other thing is that most of the areas, when they went for lockdown, there was a shortage of employees coming towards the pharmaceuticals to work for the pharmaceutical. So there were problem when they have to open the pharmacy even in lockdown, but there were a shortage of employees to operate the pharmaceuticals. That is also another problem. And even the transportation.
So employee side, there is a problem. Okay, availability of product is a problem. Legal prescription, a problem. Apart from this, any problem you faced? Think as a medical shop, sir. Think as a medical retailer.
Yes, so maybe the benefits which they used to get before from the medical companies reduced because of this situation, because now the companies are reducing the cost, so that the benefits and the other discounts also has reduced, since there is a shortage of medical.
Very
companies
good.
are not
Promotion
providing
discounts also dropped. Yes.
Yes, sir.
And there may not be a credit facility will not be given. Everybody have to buy in a cash.
And other thing is, yes, another thing is that maybe before the COVID, there may be a bulk. Some of the medicines they have kept it in bulk, which now there is no demand at right now, because they need a prescription. Even when it comes to Panadol or any other fever medicines, before there was a huge demand. Now, since there is a prescription required, most of the medicines they kept it in bulk, which they are not able to sell it. That may be another problem.
Very good. So can you comment on inventory management? Can you comment on ordering? Can you comment on keeping the store hygienic?
Yes, sir. Actually, yeah, the cost of keeping, as you said, now they have to make sure that all the time the shop has to be sanitized, because this is the place where the chance of getting COVID is more high. So that has also increased the rate of maintenance, also has increased when it comes to pharmaceuticals, sir. And they have to have a mask. They have to keep on change their gloves, or other requirements also needed. And other where there is another opportunity also has increased. Before COVID, there was a huge bulk of sanitizer which they had. Now the demand has increased. At the initial stage, if you see, the rate of sanitizer was very high at the initial stage. That has also add on their profit when it comes to sanitizer and when it comes to the cleaning equipments. In the initial stage, the pharmaceuticals they had a huge profit when it comes to selling of this sanitizer and other gloves and things. That was an additional advantage which they had.
Okay. So now you can so Sherin and Vijay can comment. Just to think about a small retailer. What are the opportunities for the small retailers? So whatever things you said for the challenges for the little bit large medical shops. Okay. Now just about small, unfamiliar retail shops. How they grasped the opportunity of this pandemic situation.
Okay, so in case of a small retailer, means like in a small city, then usually the people who are staying nearby and all used to buy from our shop only. So in that case, they will be scared to come outside. So we made a contact with them that if they need any medicine, we will deliver it to their doorsteps, and we'll be sanitizing our medicine hand and all every time. So since they already know us, there will be a trust between us. So it will be safe for them and for us also. And in case we can retain our existing customers also. So that was one opportunity which we could take. So they won't go to any other customer; they will come to us only. So that was one of the opportunities. And also one other challenge we faced was like when we have to maintain social distancing if many customers come. So if 5 of them are there, maybe when the 6th customer come, they see there are people, so they might go to the other shop. So there is actually a loss of customer for us, but we can't do anything because we have to maintain the social distancing and the rules and regulations of the government. So this was one challenge and also one another opportunity we had during this time.
Okay, Sherry, do you want to add anything? Very good, Vishnu. Vijay?
No, sir.
Vishnu
All
just now only joined. Okay.
No, sir, I was there, sir. I exited by mistake, sir.
Okay. Yes. Sherry, anything to be added?
No, sir. All points are explained.
Okay. So to conclude that, so even there is a pandemic situation, even the pharma retailers had some opportunities also with respect to the small retailers, small pharma retailers, they gained more. Because earlier, when we go to the retail shop, we look for a hygienic place, there should be with the air conditioner, there should be enough space, good display, lot of ranges, products, everything we expected. But during the COVID time, we went to pharma to buy only the necessary medicines only. Okay, so before what happened, so even now you can go and visit a very big medical shop. It is like a department store. Ice cream will be sold, chocolate will be sold, correct? Biscuit will be sold, notebooks will be sold. So for medical shops try to explore the opportunity to convert it to supermarket. So what happened to the small pharma retailers? They cannot compete, right? They are very small. They cannot give all the stocks. But what happened during the pandemic? Irrespective of the size of the shop, we need products. Our brand loyalty got down. The doctor savings we will buy. Store loyalty got down. We are ready to wait for even 2 hours. Before pandemic situation, we don't even wait for 5 minutes. We want to go, so there should be at least 20 salesmen should be there. We will be moving to the next salesman. But now we are ready to stand in a queue. So the customers are becoming very patient to wait, and they are not ready to go to big shops. So we heard that small shops are open, supermarkets are closed for the 2 reasons. Because in the supermarket they will touch any product. Petty shop they can't touch, right? So only the risk, only the seller. So there is a less probability of getting the disease in the small retail shop. That is also happening. So the small pharma retailers got the opportunity. They are able to get the other loyal customers. As Vishnu told that we don't want to move to the longer distance. We don't want to take more time. Even if it's a small shop nearby, we are ready to buy from the medicine shop itself. And they have a very less inventory, so there is no problem for them. Mostly the retail shop is single owner, or they have only one more additional employee. So again, they can handle it properly compared to any other big medical shops. So there is some opportunities also existing that we have to grab.
Even one more opportunity is that even when we had a small fever, we never used to go to doctors.
Okay.
We used to small home remedies to solve it. But now the sales has increased for pharmaceuticals. Even when we have a small fever, we are going to doctors and consulting, and we are taking the medicines even for a small problem. So actually, that has increased the opportunity of has increased the sales for pharmaceuticals. Sir. That's a
So, can you see what is this? Are you able to see this?
OTC.
What is OTC in pharma? You know prescribed, right?
Yes, sir.
Opposite is OTC. Over the counter. It is called as OTC products, it's called over the counter products. It is mostly in the medical shops. So these are some medicines, these are the some tablets. For example, if you have headache, what you will do? What tablet you will take?
Panadol or Dolo.
Okay, so if you are feeling some digestive problem, what you will take?
Hygiene.
Digene. Okay, so likewise for a cough, for a fever, light fever. I'm not speaking about a very big thing. So we have some products that is accepted by the government itself. There is no need of prescription. It can be sold in petty shop, it can be sold in supermarket, whatever it may be. So there is a huge scope for OTC products to be sold by the medical people. Okay, so why? So even we can say Amrutanjan, Moo, Fair and Lovely. Okay, these are the products which you normally buy from a supermarket or from other shops. Now these products is also available in medicals. We started purchasing from these places. Correct? Energy drink, glucose. These are the normal product we won't normally buy from the medical shop. We'll prefer only supermarket. Now we have only one outlet which is allowed by the government. Okay, so you know the peak pandemic period, only medical shops are allowed from morning to night. Okay, so whatever possible related products which can be sold through the medicals, we can sell. So unbranded means it's not recommended by the doctors, because the doctors will always get some money or some recommendation, some promotion. They will promote only few brands, right? So even you go for buying some product, buying some medicine for headache or from or for digestive problem or for some other things, it is prescribed by a doctor. When it is not available in the medical shop, what he will do? He will move to the another shop, general type. Now what is happening? Whatever the retailer is recommending, we are ready to get it, because we can't get the prescription from other things, you know. So the retailer can sell whatever the product they can sell with respect to the OTC products. I'm not saying about a prescribed product. So many OTC product, the mostly they will be a local players, and we have a huge increase in demand for organic medicines. Mostly organic medicines are not globalized, not nationalized. It's a regional. Okay, so global products are we are unable to source and sell, but the local kashaya pudi. So we have a lot of medicines we started buying, right? So it is available in the local place itself. There is no need of prescription. They can be sold as a OTC itself. So people started buying more and more than the other medicines. So for the last 6 months, we are seeing, right, if somebody is having a fever or a headache, there at least 25% of the total medicinal money is going for these organic goods. Okay, and these organic goods are unbranded, local. The profitability is huge. If you are selling a tablet, 1 rupee tablet, you will be getting only around 10 paise to 20 paise, 10% or 20%. But if you are selling the local brands, you might be getting 50%. Okay, for example, if you are selling lime honey, out of 500 rupees, you will get only 50 rupees profit, because it's branded. It's acceptance from the consumer. But if you speak about a local honey, man-made, local-made honey, it may be for 300 rupees only, but your profit can be 150 rupees, 50% profit you can get. Are you getting the friends? So when the people are ready to accept the locally made products, organic products, less branded or unbranded products, here also there is most of the opportunity come for the pharma retailer to earn more, because there is no need of prescription, there is no problem of logistical problem. We are getting more profit also. Okay, so please think in this perspective also, not restricted only to other perspective. So very nice discussion. Team number 1, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you. Yes. Okay, so the team number 5, we will have a discussion in the next class. So we can have some discussion with respect to the concept. Okay, so can we move towards it? So with respect to the jewelry retailing, the next class we will be discussing. Yes. Is it visible, friends?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next, a very important topic is called as retail operations. So here I need all the people to interact. Okay. So what do you understand by the word retail operations? Retail operations. What is meant by operation? Yes. Yes, Mohin. Operations.
It may relate to all the placing of the product, like layouts and all, like or that company also like pays well, like for the customers to see their product at the first hand. So
Okay.
all this come under layout for the exit gates, the entry gates, where all the placing, and also it all comes under operations.
Okay, so let me list the retail operations one by one. So retail operations can be called as a routine function. Operation means day to day what we are doing in regular basis. All are included as a operation. So if we take retail operations, can please list out? Tell me what are things we can write. Assume that you are owning a retail shop. So let me, for a comfort, we are taking a supermarket or hypermarket. You are owning a hypermarket. What will be your first step in the day? Yes? Please respond. So when you are owning a retail shop, you are going to a retail shop, what will be the first step in the day?
Tracking the people, the customers who are coming to the store, sir.
First work. First work of the day.
So checking the expiries.
First work, sir. You have to open the shop. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Next to opening the shop, what we will do?
Switch
open
on
the
the
counter.
lights and fans, sir.
Yes, sir?
Sir, switch on the electricity.
Okay. Then
So cleaning also.
cleaning, very good. Then
Checking the counters, the cash counter. How much opening the counter
that
and
is the last part. So
so displaying. So some products will be inside, so we have to keep it outside display.
very good. So if it is a very small shop, so arranging product. Then
If there is any
See-
bread or some products, daily products, expiry we have to check, or it will be a problem if the customer comes. So expiry has to be removed if there is any expiry things.
okay, expiry check. Okay. Then apart from selling, what are the other activities we have to do in a retail shop? Assume that you are owner.
Sir,
The
see,
loading of new
mentioning,
products.
so mentioning about the surrounding like fragrance, etc., that gives a major impact for the person who enters.
Yes, Jibin, please repeat.
Sir, looking onto the surroundings, sir, like fragrance, etc.,
Okay.
because when a person enters, that is what matters more.
Okay, so we have to create a
Good atmosphere around.
atmosphere. Okay. So we have to make, apart from the cleaning, we have to create a good aroma, good look. So it should create a good shopping experience. Okay, good. Then, Movin.
So some stocks have to be restocked. Some things in the counter or anything we have to
All
be.
the things they can put as arranging products, sir. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So make sure that
Yes.
to make sure that the employees have come to the shop, sir.
Very good.
Staffs.
So next thing is man management. So starting from the opening, we have to check the attendance. Next to attendance, what do you have to ensure? All came. Around 20 employees were there. Everybody came. What is the next thing we have to instruct? We have to check.
The dressing or the dress code.
Very good. We have to ensure that whether they are in a proper dress code. Then
So we
So before that, checking that people, if they are okay, the sanitization and the things which will be provided in front of the store.
Preparedness, everything will come. Dress code, whether they are getting hygiene, whether they are ready with the sanitizer, everything. First, so when we speak about man management, these things will come. Their attendance, we have to check. The dress code, they have to check. Whether they are prepared, they have to check. Whether they are standing in the proper place. Yes. Next one.
So checking whether the shop has the proper change or the cash which we have to transact with the
Which
with
start?
the customer. Sir, the cash, sir. Cash changes and all.
No, we
the
have not
change-
yet started our job. We have not yet started selling. Before starting selling, assume that
before we have to
10
check, right?
o'clock only customer come. Up to 10 o'clock, what we have to do?
Sir, I have a shop. That's why I said, sir. Because whenever we enter, we check whether we have proper cash in hand to transact for the transaction for the day. We have to make sure that we have the cash already in hand, so that if we have any problem or if a customer comes with first customer, if he comes with 500 rupees and we don't have a change, so we have to make sure.
Okay. So we have to check with the accounts. So whether we have enough change has to be settled for the balance. So actually, these things a normal company they will do forecast the very next day, and they will do at the last job in the previous night. So anyway, okay, fine. So we have to check with the cash counter whether we have enough changes. That we have to check. Okay, very good. Then yes, employees are ready. Product we verify. We check. So this is called as inventory management. Okay, so we are checking the inventory whether it is okay or not. Then we are arranging a product. This is called as merchandising. So whatever you said, that's a technical word for retailing. Okay. So this is merchandising. We arrange in the product in a proper place. Okay. Then other things are ready. Yes. What is the next thing? Yes. Assume that 10 o'clock. What we have to do? Assume the customer started coming. Next function.
Make sure that they are attended, each customer, the requirements attended.
Again, we are taking care of the man management, okay? Whether he is attending the customers properly, okay? Again, for the comfort of the customers, what are other things we have to do? To make the customer feel comfortable, convenient in the outlet, what are other things we have to do?
So
the
like
important
providing
part-
drinking facilities and all within the retail stores maybe.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Providing drinking water facility.
Okay, so for the customer side, we have to give drinking facility, then
So there are some products which have high demands. We have to make sure that it's in
After
different
we'll
rows.
go one by one. Customers. For the customers, apart from the sales, what are other things we have to arrange in the retail shop?
So washroom maybe.
Washrooms. Very good. So if it is a washroom means again I have to check with the manpower whether they did a proper housekeeping or not. Correct? That
The
is-
sitting spaces
Yes.
for people.
We have to ensure that the sitting space is properly kept, the chairs are properly arranged, whether it is kept as clean as much as possible. Then
So in present scenario, sanitization or proper washing of hands.
Sanitization, yes, already we told preparedness. For the preparedness, we have to keep sanitization, so that means there should be some person standing outside, there should be some machines to check whether they are using properly sanitizing and coming inside. Okay, then next. Customer came inside.
So customer
So
care
the-
parking facilities is
Yes.
parking.
So we have to provide for the customer, we have to give the proper parking facility. So sometimes if there is no proper parking facility, they will move to the next store. Okay, so I provided parking also. Any other thing?
So the trolley bag should be easily accessible.
Yes, Vishnu?
The trolley bag should be easily
Okay.
accessible.
So bag. So there should be some person to give the proper trolley bag. Okay, then for the customer convenience, what are other things has to be made?
So the attendee should be there in order for person to carry the products if they require. Like for example, if pregnant ladies etc. they join, attendees should be there in order to assist them.
Okay, very good. So there should be some separate person to guide. So even you go to the supermarket or hypermarket, some people will be standing, they will not be doing anything, but they will instruct or guide. This way you have to go, where you want to go, then it will be in the first floor, then it will be the second floor. If it is old people or as Jimmy said, pregnant ladies, you can go through the lift. Other people, to avoid the crowd, you can use this. So there should be some guidance. Because when we enter into the outlet, we will be hesitated to ask questions. Why we are moving to the supermarket, hypermarket, modern thing? Because we don't want other people to disturb us. So we don't want to ask anything. So obviously, by automatically there should be some guidance. Either it should be through a people, or it should be some display, or it should be through other guidelines should be there so that I can move to the next step without any hesitation. Okay, next thing, customer convenience. We are speaking about customer convenience. Anything, retail man. So we are not into sales, just for retail itself. Anything, friends?
So checking the online operations like for payment, whether it is working properly.
Okay. So next step for the customer, we have to check. So finally, if it is paid, means we have to check with the payment facility. So if it is the cash means, we have to check with the cash as we did earlier. If they are going for other way of payments, we have to get ready with our digital payment systems. Whether it is ready, our computer is ready, whether the internet is working properly for do the proper transactions. Yes. Then retail operations. Okay, so let me list. So there are a lot of things are there. Let me list all the retail operations with a few words. Okay, so we can say opening and closing. Opening and closing is also an important function. And whatever you told with respect to the arranging a product, these things is called as a store merchandising. For store merchandising, we should have a proper arrangement of the retail outlet itself. That is called the store design. Okay, where the rack should be, where the entrance should be, where they have to sit, that is called a store design, and how they have to move, that is called a store layout. Arrangement of racks to enhance the people to move easily, that is called a store layout. That is also important thing. Then with respect to the product stocks that we discuss as a inventory management, how much stock should be there in each rack, stock in godown, stock in rack, shelf space. So our selling space we have to keep. Even the stock is there, whether it is properly merchandised, whether it is eye level. Eye level is called as a buy level. So whether it is in a properly in the exact height, exact visibility, and we have another word called the facing. Facing, eye level. These are all the keywords in the merchandising. What is facing, friends? Eye level we know. For example, if I am at around the 5.5 feet means, so my comfortable product should be in this. For the female, it can be a little bit less. For the kids, it should be. So that is called as eye level. What is facing? The retail outlet, the product should be in a proper facing. The product should be kept in a proper facing. What is meant by that? Facing. It is a part of.
So the front.
Yes.
So the front part of the packaging should be.
Very good. For example, if I am selling a book, it can be kept like this. Okay, it is visible, right? It can be kept in the rack, it can be kept like this. But if there is a more number of books means, I can keep like this. But it is not visible, right? So I have to change. So it is inverted, so I have to put it properly. Again, I am putting 100 books here. The customer is very difficult to pick the book because assume that there is 100 books here. So I have to keep like this. Okay, so now I can see even with the distance place, I can see this is the book, this is the author name, I can easily pick it. The same way, if you're keeping a biscuit or chocolate, it can be properly arranged, but it is in a proper facing or not. If you say Complan packet means, Complan should be visible to me. Even if it's kept properly, I have to turn it properly, the word should be visible to me. So please check any retail outlet arranged properly means keeping the product in the right place is one thing, arranging it properly, cleaning it properly. That is called as facing. They will say the product has to speak to you. If you go to the medicals, some of the impulsive products or emergency products will be kept in a proper facing because they can't keep the product at a eye level. The medicals, either they may have a table like this, so we have to see like this, or otherwise there will be cupboard like this, we have to see like this. So they can't maintain our eye level, but all the products will be facing you. Even you are walking in the road, we can see what it is available. Even we enter into the shop, we can see. So that is called as facing. So these things also are the part of the merchandising. And then again we come to the product selling, how we have to sell, and something is related to the branding of the retail outlet. Branding of the retail outlet, and even you come into the outlet, how I am branding each product, how I am promoting each product, how I am differentiating each product with respect to the categorization of the product, with respect to the rack, with respect to the small stickers or any other promotion. That is also required. Then another important thing is, for all these things there should be a proper supervision. If you go to any big retail outlet, there will be a retail manager, or they will be called as a branch manager. Their work is to just roam around every place, so there will be different manager, housekeeping manager, ordering manager, personal care manager. For housekeeping there will be separate manager, accounting there will be separate manager. But another person has to ensure whether all people are doing their job better. Service there will be separate manager. So the overall supervision that should be there, and customer relationship managers, to how I can maintain. So there is a separate person to maintain a customer relationship. Either they are addressing the complaint, or it starts with the welcoming the people, or it enhance to create the loyalty, the repeated visit to the outlet. That is also one part. Then, as we said, the payment method, it is important. And next one is pricing. Product, obviously it is mostly bought from others, so product we have nothing. How we can be arranged, it's a matter. Pricing a product. Because if you move to the big, formats, we will be getting additional 20%, 30%, because we are buying in a bulk, right? So it is your decision, either transfer the extra discounts to the consumer as direct 30% discount. For example, you are getting extra 30% to differentiate other retailer, or you are taking 10% or giving 20%, or you are taking all the 30%, or you are not giving any discount but giving another product free, which is not moving good. You can exit. That is called as cross-selling. So promotion itself within the outlet, you have independence to decide the promotion, and how you are collaborating with the other suppliers in terms of promotion. The promotion starts with advertising, outside advertising, interior designing, and also offer discount, how we are keeping the racks, how we are keeping the displays, all are called as promoting the product within the outlet. Then staff management, and the main thing is data handling. Okay, so we are discussing about, we listed only very few. Okay, later we will be discussing the PPT. Okay, each and everything will give some data. Even can say cleaning, there should be a proper data has to be maintained. If you go to the very big mall, every 1 hour we have to clean the floor, sometimes the wall, toilets. So there should be separate data sheet to ensure that it is cleaned periodically. Even the housekeeping, what the product you have to use, what are the mixing. So there will be separate housekeeping manager will be there, but we have to ensure that it is happening or not. The same way accounts, how it is happening. Cash, how it is happening. So what is the percentage of transaction you want to have in a cash? If you want to encourage a cash, then you have to charge the debit card and credit card. If you want to encourage the people to go for digital payment, you have to give credit card and debit card as a free of cost. Anyway, you will be charged in the bank. You are ready to bear with this. And regarding the queuing system, regarding the inventory management is a separate topic. It's a very big topic. Inventory in terms of godown, inventory in terms of rack, and how much products are in the pipeline. Then ordering. It's a very successful transaction will be happening in the retailer with respect to the ordering properly. If you're buying the right product from the right place, the right price, it is very easy to sell in the outlet. So purchase manager or procurement manager, there is a separate department called as purchase manager. So the purchase manager has to have a relationship with the sales girl or a boy who is operating in the rack. So he has to check the inventory manager, he has to check with the sales people, he has to check with the accounts department, and he has to check with the system we are making the billing. All should match. So before ordering a chocolate or biscuit, whatever it may be, I have to ensure all. If there is any one gap is there, again some product will be either out of stock or overstocked. Both will lead to loss. If it is out of stock, we will be losing the customer. If it is overstock, will be losing in terms of damages. So again, there's a concept called the LIFO, FIFO, how we are liquidating the stock, whether you are selling a new product first or we are selling the old product first. So per day there will be lot of offers and discounts will be coming, how you are handling it. Every month there will be change in price, how I can sell it. Every day there will be new advertisement will be coming. So there is a new product will be coming. Whether I have to accept the new product or I have to liquidate the old product. That is another challenge is there. Getting the employees itself a difficulty. Retaining the employees, another challenge. Making them work efficiently as normal as at any point of time. It is another challenge. How I can motivate them, how I can incentivize them, how I can maintain their hygienic condition. It is another thing. Customer relationship management, database management, store management, store design, atmospherics, internal atmospherics, external atmospherics. From outside, how my shop should look. From inside, how the shop should look. It's an internal atmospheric, external atmospherics. Promotion, internal promotion, external promotion. What are the ways I am advertising about my product, about my retail outlet? That's another thing. Next one, what format I want to keep. So we are going to study about the different classification of format. So whether it is a convenience store or a neighborhood store or a petty shop or a supermarket or a hypermarket, what format I have to choose. Next thing, where I have to locate. Okay, at what time I have to open, what time I have to close. What are other facilities I have to give at cost, at free of cost, like a packaging, like service, like online payment, online ordering, telecalling for getting orders. So there are a lot of things that these all things comes under operations. Okay, so let me go through the slides for a few minutes, then we will discuss in the next class. So we just brief about the from your point of view. So these things has to be discussed in terms of operations. So store functioning process, people management, store layout, cash operation, merchandise management, physical inventory management, data management, profit management, pricing decisions, promotion decisions, supervising and monitoring, CRM, internal and external communications, legal compliance. These are things listed few with respect to the operations. Then next class we try to discuss about these things. So operations, why we are doing all these operations, we have to attain some goals. So the goals can be a financial goal, that is profit related goal, or social related goals, we have to serve the society, or it can be my personal goals. So when it comes to the business goals, we have to have some formula. So the operations is mostly related to financial terms that we call as a return on assets or return on investments. So please recollect these concepts. Again, I am saying that your basic is very important. Profit management, net profit, net sales, total assets, asset turnover, gross margin, tax, operating expenses, net sales, cost of goods sold. These are all the formulas. So don't worry about these things. I'm just put for your understanding. Okay, net sales, cost of goods sold, gross margins, how the operating expenses can be calculated, how the operating profit margin can be calculated. What is current asset? What is fixed asset? Why we have to care about these things in our finance, in terms of retail finance? What is inventory turnover? What is cash flow analysis, debt to equity ratio, current ratio, quick ratio? And with respect to the operations, whether I have to adopt a top-down planning, whether I have to start planning from the CEO side and go down, or we have to plan from the salesman side to the corporate board of director side. So whether it's top to bottom or bottom up. And what is productivity in terms of retailing? So what are the output related operations? What is the input related operations? Okay. So, so finally we come to the conclusion that whether my retail outlet is profitable or not. For calculating these things, I have to consider all these operations. So I can have a brand which is having more profit, but if I am losing in other operation, it will be a loss. I may be having a very good employees, very good infrastructure, but my sales is not happening. I'm not able to tap the customers. I'm not able to retain the customers. Again, it's a loss. So the retail operations, we have to consider all these concepts is obviously, but we have to stick on with the financial terms, profitability analysis, inventory turnover ratio, return on investment, return on assets. Okay, so for example, in soft drinks, you will say, what is the return on this refrigerator? Because we might be giving 1 lakh worth of refrigerator, the free of cost to the cinema theater or a big supermarket. They will cost around 1 lakh. Okay, for that they are not going to pay anything. So I extra invested 1 lakh. What is the additional return I am getting out of it? I am comparing with another retail outlet where there is no refrigerator. I am giving this refrigerator to this outlet. How much sales they are giving? How much new brand they are selling? How they are loyal to me? how much they are giving agreement for selling continuously. So this is the return on assets. I'm investing something on asset. That asset, how much it is paying back in terms of sales and profit. So sales, revenue, profit, profit margin, net profit margin, these all things you have to conclude with all these function areas. Even if you go to the shop, they will say return on square feet. For example, if you are standing here, means it will be around 4 square feet. With this 4 square feet, what is the return on investment? How many people are working there? So for example, if I am not using this space for keeping something else, means whether it is profitable for me. If the walking space is increased, means whether it is increasing my customers' willingness to buy the product. If I am keeping a refrigerator here, whether this refrigerator giving more money with respect to this space. If I am racking entirely this, whether it is giving any return. So it goes to square feet asset return. Square feet revenue return, square feet loss, square feet profit. This like it will go. And again, what is the profit return with respect to single SKU, one unit? What is the profit margin with respect to single customer? We are going in depth, micro, nano level we are growing, and we have to analyze, then only it can become a profit. So we cannot see overall profit when we are studying about the retail operations. So we have to consider all these basic concepts with related to financial concepts. Then only we can run the retail operation successfully. So it starts with the investment, it starts with the housekeeping, other retail operations, store atmospherics, promotion, etc. All this will be concluded. Finally, we'll have the keyword return on assets or return on investment. That is highly important for the retail survival. Okay. So with this, we can keep in the next class. We'll further discuss about the future points.